I am very, very upset. I told you all I could play all of the games. And then what do? I don't listen to Jaws. I use Manscaped lawnmower without the guard. I did it. It hurts too, huh? There was blood all over the bathroom floor. Now what happened, huh? I can't play. I'm sorry. It is my fault. I should have listened to Jaws. I did all the other. I went to Manscaped. I used Cold Flying Fluffy. I got 20% off. Free shipping. Free. But then I'm big dummy. And I don't use the guard. And I cut my cojones and now I can't play. I'm pissed off.
You ready? Here we go. They did it. I don't believe it. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go. Go.
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go. Go.
So, this is how it's starting. I mean, usually this is my post-game personality, right? But we're just going to do this pre-game. There's no Bennett. And now Bob is, a game-time decision? Of course, don't confuse us. They haven't told us, like, what the issue is. We don't know if he's just burnt out, worn out like the rest of us are, or if he's hurt. We don't know. Nobody knows. We don't know. All we know is that there's 8 games left, and that one of two things: either end this season with the Stanley Cup, or just bury it already. The level of exhaustion and frustration and aggravation is just unlike anything I've ever experienced with this team, with any of my teams. So we got no Bennett, probably got no Bob. They recalled Matt Guzda, so it might be LYON backed up with Guzda in Toronto with the entire season on the line. And Matthew Tkachuk's dad went on a podcast and called the team soft. I love it. It's beautiful. This would be so much fun if I wasn't a fan of the Panthers. Like if I was just like watching like the Flames or the Jets or somebody else go through this and be like, hey, sucks to be you. But right now, sucks to be us. All that said, 7-5 Panthers. I mean, because ain't nothing else makes sense so far this season, so why the hell not? Let's get 2 points. So, okay, first off, if you're new to the channel, I'm not allowed to praise the goaltender during the game. It's 1-0 Panthers after 1. The Panthers are being outshot, I think, 14-6. Barring a miraculous goaltending performance for the remaining 2 periods, if we continue to play the way we're playing now, the Panthers are going to lose this game because Toronto is all over us. And there's only one reason it's not 4-1. But again, I cannot praise the goaltender, but you can read between the lines. The Lions. Oh, I suggest everybody right now, even though you're not going to be seeing this until after the fact, whatever medication that you use to get yourselves through these games, get it prepped up. Get it lined up. Not lined up. You know what I'm saying. Get your stuff ready, because this is going to be an interesting game. We're still sitting here with this like thin line of hope. Move on to the second period. Well, if I had $1 for every year I've come in here this year and just gone, When this season started, I was 6'2". I was 26 years old. I had a full head of blonde hair. I didn't even have a beard. I had bright purple eyes. I was a millionaire. Now look at me. So it's 1-1. We're lucky it's not 2-1 because they had a goal called back. Toronto had a goal called back because of offsides. We're lucky it's not 5-1 because reasons that I can't mention because I cannot praise certain positions during the game. I won't do that. But we did have a nice... we had something that I will cherish for years. And most of you will cherish for years during that second period. And that is after we gave up the second goal that eventually got called back, Paul Maurice lost his shit on the bench and told the team that they were playing like a bunch of fucking pussies. That's what he said. And more, too. There was at least 3 F-bombs that I counted. But he literally sat there screaming and told his group of players that they're playing like a bunch of fucking pussies. And it doesn't seem like they responded, unfortunately. Now, I know that there's not a lot of love for Paul Maurice. I grasp that. And I'm not saying I've suddenly turned into a Paul Maurice fan. However, just hear me out. If on a day when Kachuk's father goes on a podcast and says the team is soft, on a day when your season completely hangs in the balance against the division rival, and then when your coach yells and screams at you on the bench and calls you a bunch of pussies, if you can't get a certain group of men to respond to that, I can't necessarily sit here and say it's all on Maurice's head. You can't blame Maurice all for that. We've got about a half dozen guys out there that are playing. Now, again, we've gone over this. I mean, the fourth line is Colin White with Giovanni Smith and Nick Cousins. The only purpose they serve is so that the top 2 lines can catch their breath, literally. Like, literally, that's the only purpose that they serve. Okay? And we just keep taking penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. Because we have a run-and-gun team. We have mostly run-and-gun type of players, like we saw last year, that are trying to be pigeonholed into this physical system, and they just don't know how to do it. Like Ekblad just randomly hit some guy, and it's called interference in front of the net. The puck was nowhere near, and some people don't like the call. Stu thinks it's Ekblad's fault. Personally, I just think we've got a bunch of guys trying to play a game that they're not really suited to play. And so you go into next season after whatever happens now, and I don't know what Bill Zito does. Does Bill Zito scratch it up again? Remember, the Panthers have done this before. All right? Remember, it was lose to the Islanders, tear the team up with analytics, Huberdeau gets hurt, fire Gallant, move Talon back up, make Rowe the general manager, then Rowe becomes the coach when you fire Gallant, and by the following summer they put frickin' Del Talon back in charge. That happened in less than a year. So I have no qualms with absolutely having no idea what the hell Zito's going to do this summer. But what I do know is if we play one more period like we just played, it's going to be a long Bananarama summer.
We are going to overtime!
It has been a while. I've almost forgotten what it is that I say. I believe it goes something like 2 points! I think that's it. The screams in the last minute, and then of course during overtime, I'm feeling it. We got to play again tomorrow, but that's okay. We live one more day. And, oh wow, just the emotions of this season. But I'll take these right now. I'll take this. Because, you lose tonight, it's really, really, really over. And here we go again. We're not dead. We're not dead. They won't die. First off, right off the bat, Alex, mother lion, okay? You've got to be kidding me. The dude robs Austin Matthews. Was that right at the end of the period, or was that in overtime? I believe that was in overtime. Whatever it was, he robbed him, and he just was robbing banks all over the ice tonight. And I don't know if he goes again tomorrow. We don't know if Bob is up and ready, or if how sick he is or whatever. Going up against the Canadians, we gave a lot of gas tonight. LYON is rested, faced 40 shots. I think you're going to end up going with LYON again tomorrow. I don't think this is the time to put Matt Guzda in for his first NHL start. Probably not the best time to do that. So, won't that be some kind of a freaking story if Alex LYON is the guy that drags us kicking and screaming back into playoff position? Because if we win tomorrow and Nashville beats Pittsburgh, we will be back in the 8th seed. I know there's a game in hand issue there, but still, this is coming down right down to the wire, because Pittsburgh hasn't wanted it, we haven't wanted it, and these guys, did you see the look on Aaron Ekblad's face when he got that goal? Now, it wasn't his goal. It was a Reinhardt deflection, but 6 1/2 dozen of another. That was his shot. I'm just speechless. I'm just speechless with what this team just went out there and put us through and did. They pretty much got outplayed for the most of the game. If you're a Toronto fan, you're sitting there going, huh? What? But you're also saying, whatever, because you're the 2 seed. Tampa's not catching you, and you're locked in and loaded. You got a point, no big deal. But you did outplay the Panthers. I mean, other than the first minute of the game and the last minute of the game, you pretty much outplayed us, and we won the game. So we'll take it. But thank you. Appreciate that. You know? Next time, make it a little bit easier on us. You're not playing us in the playoffs until we get to the second round. Which what are the odds of the Panthers beating the Bruins and the Leafs beating the Lightning? Come on, that's not happening, right? So next time, just make it a little bit easier on us. So because now we got to go into Montreal tomorrow, and they ain't gonna just lay down for us. We're gonna have to play tomorrow. I believe that's our last back-to-back of the season, so that's good. So, what else did we see tonight? Barkov didn't have a spectacular game out there. Defensively, he was still himself, but I counted at least 3 lost draws, including the one on the second Toronto goal, which was a defensive zone draw, and he was losing those draws. That can't happen. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, still too many penalties. Still too many penalties. Number 3, the power play still looks not great. It looked pretty good at the end. Of course, it was 6 on 4. So maybe we just start to need, maybe if the refs could help us out and give us 2, 5 on 3, maybe then power play actually do something. What else did we see tonight? Duke's still not right. He had a chance for a clean breakaway, and whoever it was on defense caught up to him. I'm not trying to be mean to Duke. I'm seeing some spots where I think he's standing still. The other parts of that is he just needs to get one in he just needs to score a goal. He's had some opportunities. He had one today that he just literally just flubbed the shot. He's done that more than once. I'm sure that once he finally gets one, a lot of that pressure is going to come off him and he'll play better. Maybe tomorrow. We really need it. Anton Lundell stepped up and played a good game tonight. Okay, Anton Lundell, he opened up the scoring. It was a beautiful shot. So hopefully that, I think it was 12 games he had gone without scoring. So hopefully that gets him going. He looked good the rest of the night. Verhaeghe has gone cold. Verhaeghe is missing high and wide and high and wide. He's holding his stick a little bit too tight. What else do we see out there? Sam Reinhart can't score, even though he scored. As long as you got Reinhart in front and he's deflecting pucks, he's golden. But anytime he has the puck on his stick and he has to shoot, he can't score. He can't hit the net. He had the shot. He had a chance before the deflection goal. In fact, it was on the play that drew the penalty that led to that deflection goal. He had a wide open net and he just missed the puck. He was just right there and he just missed the puck. So just set him in front of the net. Just don't let him shoot. Just let him deflect pucks. It's crazy how good he is at deflecting pucks and how poorly he is playing right now in terms of shooting the puck. The fourth line did its job, which is play. Don't do anything stupid. We don't have a fourth line. Not one that's going to be anything to speak of in the playoffs. Like last year, like I said, Luostarinen, Lomberg, and Hornquist, and now we're out there with Colin White, Nick Cousins, and Giovanni Smith, and that is like 4 levels of not as good on the fourth line. But Paul Maurice, I'll give him credit. Now, I said this. It's interesting how this happened both times against Toronto. Because earlier in the season, he felt he was getting shafted by the refs. And because it was the one referee that doesn't like him. And so he yelled and screamed at the bench. Or yelled and screamed, at the refs and showed a lot of emotion. And he doesn't do that a lot. And then, of course, tonight, you all saw what he did in the second period. And I'm not saying the team didn't respond, but it wasn't like they came out there immediately the next shift and were balls to the wall. They pretty much played the same game until Toronto scored to take the lead, at which point they decided, oh, that's right, we got to win this game. And then they started, all of a sudden, they could play with speed. So they have the ability to play with speed and play well and score goals. They don't have the energy to do that on a consistent basis like they did last year because we have 2 and a third line instead of 4 solid lines. And then there's the defensive issues, which they're still there. I mean, Alex Lyon had to make, 40 saves tonight? Or was it 40 shots? Whatever it is. Mark Stahl has regressed like decades worth in the last week. I think Stu said something about he moved Gudis down with Stahl. Gudis has definitely not looked good again this last week. I think some of these older guys ran out of gas. Eric Stahl, who looked really good for a few weeks, I think that was all the gas he had in his tank. He's been completely invisible. He's been centering the third line during the losing streak and again tonight, pretty much invisible. Again, I think age has caught up with some of these players with the grind of having to play so hard because we were so far behind in the playoff race. So I think some of that is explained that way. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I want them back next year. We need young blood. We need some fresh, we need like 6 new guys. That's all. Just 6. Just half of a hockey team. Well, forward-wise. If you add it all up, we need 6 new guys in total. So just a third of a new hockey team. That's all, with about $12 million. So good luck, Bill Zito. I don't want your job. Unless you're going to give it to me. Then I'll take it. So, all right. Stu is running the stream for me right now. Boy, what a crazy, crazy night. What a crazy year. I mean, I know some of you, I already know the comments are going to be like, don't give up hope. And the next comment is going to be like, Jaws, don't be an idiot. You know the season's over. I know that's coming. That's okay. I see the comments. I don't always have time to interact and react and everything. But I see them. I do see them. So I appreciate that. I'm not going to quit, right? As long as we still have life, my prediction from the beginning of the season still has life. So I'm not going to quit until we're mathematically eliminated or until we get in. And Pittsburgh, they got some games, right, that they could lose. And I know it doesn't look like we're going to be able to catch the Isles, But the Islanders' next 3 games are Lightning, Hurricanes, Lightning. I'm just saying. The Islanders could play 3 good games and lose all 3 games. And if they lose those 3 games and we beat the Canadians and the Jackets, we'll be 2 points out of the Islanders. So this is going to be a crazy couple of weeks. As if it hasn't been crazy enough. But I'm happy with what Maurice did. I'm happy with what Kachuk's dad did. I don't know that I necessarily saw a whole lot of movement out of that. But let's put it this way. What Maurice did on the bench was basically say, look, if these guys ain't responding, it ain't my fault. Okay? I'm calling my team a bunch of pussies on TV. They should respond. If they're not going to respond to that, but they did. Kinda-ish. They more responded to when Toronto took the lead. I don't care. Oh. I mean, well, we got 7 games left, right? I'm trying to do the bad math. We got 7 games left. And we're what? Is it 1 point out? We're only 1 point out of Pittsburgh now, but they have the game in hand. Okay. So even if they win, let's see, if they were to win 3 in a row and we were to lose 3 in a row, that would still not mathematically eliminate us. Because that would be 7 points and we would still have 8 possible points left. So the earliest, I believe, at this point that we can be eliminated mathematically is with 3 games left. And that's if we just lost them all. So strap that into your nutsack. We can't get mathematically eliminated for at least another probably 10 days. And that's if we lose all the games. If we win, this is going to come down to the last 2 games of the year, where the Penguins play the Blackhawks and the Jackets, and we play, I think, the Leafs and the Hurricanes. I believe the Leafs. Whoever, I think it's the Leafs. We don't match up well against Toronto. We pulled it off tonight. But let's not pretend like we match up well against Toronto. All right? If they come out and play their A game, they're going to wipe the floor with us. Okay? This defense. All right? We'll take tonight. Thank you. We'll take it. But let's not pretend. Okay? Let's not pretend. So, we just need to keep winning, see what happens. I don't know about you, but if we make the playoffs, who's got energy for that? Like, if they did make the playoffs, I think the fan base and the team would be in the same position. Just like devoid and drained of so much energy just to get there. Like, I'd like to win a playoff game, but you go up against the Bruins after going through what we're going through now. I don't know. Nobody knows. Hopefully Bob can come back. We already know there's no Bennett. So we already know there's no Bennett tomorrow. Bob was too sick to even be the backup today. Probably means LYON again tomorrow. And then we don't play again till Saturday. Maybe that's what they're eyeballing, is Saturday. Because, you know, LYON is good to come in and give us a game or 2, but you don't want him having to play too many games here. Alright? Alright, Panther fans. I'm going to go finish this up. What a freaking long-ass year this has been. We get 2 points. We're not dead. We're still alive. We are Predators fans tomorrow. And please, if we lose to Montreal, which one of you puppets is getting burnt at this stake if we lose to Montreal? Who's getting burned? Let me know in the comments. If Pittsburgh loses to Nashville and we blow it and lose to Montreal, one of these sons of bitches gets burnt at the stake. You guys pick 2 points. I'll see you tomorrow.